In the heart of Auschwitz, one of the darkest places in human history, a different kind of battle was being fought. This wasn't a battle with guns, but with ideas, with faith, and with the very definition of what it means to be human. We're going to dive into that story today through a powerful stage play called The Jewish Nun, which imagines an unbelievable confrontation right there in the deepest darkness.
So, just try to imagine this for a second. The beautiful, soaring notes of Beethoven, echoing through the barbed wire of a death camp. This is the bizarre, jarring reality that our main character, Edith Stein, is facing. Something so beautiful, so profound, being twisted and used as a tool of deception. It's this clash, this dissonance, that really sets the stage for the incredible moral and spiritual fight at the very heart of this play.
And the whole story really just ignites with an offer, an impossible offer. A proposition so twisted it could really only exist in the insane, perverse logic of a place like Auschwitz.
Now, to really get a handle on Edith Stein, you have to understand the journey that made her who she was. We're talking about a woman who went from Judaism to atheism, then became a philosopher and a feminist, and finally, a Catholic nun in a convent. Every single step, every one of those identities is a critical piece of the woman who is now facing this impossible choice.
So picture this. She's kneeling in prayer, literally waiting for her turn to die, when she's pulled out of the line. And her savior? Well, it's an SS colonel, Hans Lippmann, a ghost from a past she probably thought was long, long gone. Right from the jump, the stakes are life and death, and the tension is just electric.
The man in the SS uniform, an architect of her people's destruction, looks at her and tells her she is needed by the very same regime that condemned her to die. This right here, this is the impossible offer that fuels the entire play.
But you gotta understand, this offer isn't just about survival. Not even close. It's an invitation to a battle for the very soul of Germany. It's a duel of worldviews, pitting her deeply held faith against a monstrous new ideology.
So what does Hans actually want? He wants Edith, with her brilliant theological mind, to help create the doctrine for a new state religion, a so-called Germanic People's Church. Basically, a faith twisted to serve the Third Reich, a tool for total control over what people believe.
And just listen to the chilling clarity of his vision here. He wants to build a new religion on the ashes of everything Judeo-Christian ethics stand for. A faith that literally rebrands compassion as a Jewish weakness that needs to be completely stamped out.
And this is where the conflict is just laid bare. You've got Edith's trinity of charity, humility, and solidarity on one side versus the Nazi trinity of loyalty, honor, and obedience on the other. And these aren't just words, right? These are two opposing moral universes locked in a fight to the death.
And then he says this, the ultimate blasphemy. The goal isn't just to control the church, it's to desecrate its most sacred symbol, to literally replace the cross, the symbol of sacrifice, with the swastika, the symbol of their brutal, brutal power.
But Edith, she refuses to throw away any part of who she is. For her, being both Jewish and Catholic isn't some contradiction, it's a sacred duty. She believes she carries two crosses, the cross of Christ and the cross of her people. And she's not about to abandon either one of them just to save her own life. As their huge ideological battle rages on, the armor starts to crack. The whole debate shifts from these big, abstract ideas to something deeply, painfully personal. The mask comes off, and we start to see the raw wounds underneath it all.
We start to realize this isn't just a duel of worldviews. No, this is a confrontation between two people who are tied together by a shared history. A history that ended in heartbreak and left some really deep, festering wounds.
And with those words, that SS uniform just becomes a hollow costume. We see the broken man inside, a man still completely haunted by the woman he loved, the woman who chose God over him. You see, his offer isn't just some political move, it's a desperate last-ditch plea to rewrite their past. And then, in a moment that just shatters every expectation, Hans, the man with all the power, he just collapses. And Edith, his prisoner, performs this act of radical compassion. She holds him, in an image that echoes Michelangelo's Pietà. Right there, in the heart of a death camp, the captive comforts the captor. And in that one instant, she is the one with all the power.
So after this shocking moment of intimacy, well, the time for debate is over.
Edith now has to make her final choice, a decision that's whispered right into the abyss.
Her decision is just absolute. She doesn't just accept her fate, she actively chooses it. She refuses a life that would mean betraying her people. For Edith, solidarity isn't just a concept, it's the very definition of her faith.
And this isn't a cry of despair. You have to understand that. It's a profound affirmation of her identity. In a place designed to erase all meaning, she finds it in her unbreakable connection to her people, a connection she is willing to carry all the way to her death. And that leaves us with the play's central, haunting question. When every single external freedom has been stripped away, what's left? Well, Edith Stein's story offers a pretty powerful answer. The ultimate freedom is the choice of what you will live for and what you will die for.
The Jewish Nun is just so much more than a play. It's this profound exploration of faith, identity, and the power of moral resistance in the face of just unimaginable evil. It's a conversation that will challenge you, it will move you, and it will stay with you long after you've turned that final page. If you want to experience this incredible story for yourself, we've put the Amazon link to purchase the play right there in the description below. It is a story that truly demands to be heard.